crazy.
Game killing that.
Yeah.
So here we're gonna go. Following Lars off the start as well, the new man, the substitute, the saviour who misses out on that first rail. Bab hits the first shot, misses the second though, misses the third.
That's not like Bab. He has made up for it slightly, but missing a lot of rails. And Bab's a very strong railer, so great start to him.
Traditional Swede, strong railer. We see that new bridge then teleporting up to the top. Sort of does, yeah, it does weaken that upper position and makes it even more of an FFA map. Here goes ZLC, following him now. Gonna grab himself this shotgun. We'll have to work out what the tactics these teams are playing as the map goes on, but it's going to be.
I think a lot of my comments are going to be quite general about TDM rather than this map specifically.
Okay.
But the same concepts still apply.
Yeah, quad's going to be up anytime soon. You can see the congregating over by it now. Lars grabs that first quad. He's got good team support.
You can have all the team support in the world, but if he can't hit his shots, it doesn't make a difference.
I think a single one of those rails was even 3 foot close enough to the player.
None of them were anywhere close, and he is on 0% rail as it stands. I'm not sure how many shots that was, but it was a few.
I don't feel like this has been a good quad run. It was the first one though, that was effective.
It was at the Gizmo /ZLC OSP5 level of quad run.
I'd say a little bit lower than that, perhaps.
Yeah, actually, it probably was.
Luckily, it was the first quad. Usually, you just consider the first quad a grab.
And this, it's pretty much tied game. It can all be forgotten about. The real game starts now.
Here we go. We're getting ready to go and go. ZLC up in his health. I'm going to cycle away from ZLC. He's not nothing. Onto Bab. And Bab has a nice chunk of armor waiting on this mega.
And he has 25 rail ammo.
Let's see, this is Bab, good railer.
Have we even seen someone hit a rail yet? In POV, I mean. I've seen externally some rails get hit.
First rail of the map was hit by Bab, wasn't it?
You have to question really Bab there. He's got 25 rail ammo and he's playing aggressively with point blank range rails. Surely he can find someone on this map to set himself up and really try and lock down an area for his team.
I mean, usually when maps are fairly new, it suits those kind of rails. Where you just play a little bit solo, you play at distance.
Yeah, a distance game, and if you've got 25 ammo, a distance rail game, I mean, you're in dreamland with 25 ammo to your name.
If you can make that run out, then you've done a good job as well.
Yeah.
25 shots is quite a long time.
I mean, think back to a map like Campgrounds. If you had 25 rail ammo up on the red armor platform, then yeah, please.
ZLC with the quad grab. He does escape. That's a good escape. Wow, nice chase by Fears. He spied Vian was vulnerable.
Yeah, and you've got to take advantage of that vulnerability. You know, you hear the quad's low, you can't let it run away and stack up again because, you know, that could result in 4 or 5 kills lost.
Fears, a nice position taken up here around the LG spawn. Just catching players out, going around corners. You hear that rail above. I'm getting out of here.
The sound is so good in this game that you can't even obviously pinpoint where that is, so you just have to vacate the area if you're not sure.
Runs around the entire map back to the LG spawn.
Well, it's a very important gun this. Keeping it under control for his team will be great service that he's providing.
So
it's
really,
ammo, of course.
The way they're playing at the moment neutralises a lot of lower area play, as we just saw then, so going against what I kind of predicted, although, as I say that, they're now all in the upper area.
Well, it's all about transitions, isn't it? That's a massive part of TDM. Transitions around the map between the important items, because, you know, why control one important item when you can control 3 or 4?
All of the items.
Yeah, if you're greedy enough, yeah.
I mean, someone like Fears, who's like the pickup pro, is going to be, I'd imagine,
exceptionally greedy.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly.
Well, every team needs players like this, you know. You can't have a team of passive holders or people who aren't going to commit themselves to all the items around the map.
Impressive. Just working the map, different angles, different places, so...
He's let a lightning gun go away this time, though, but can he hunt it down and kill the player? I think it was Lars who picked that up.
He did hit the rail shot. We can see from his playstyle though, I mean, he's basically not been in the same area for more than 20 seconds. As he dropped down, takes a fairly comfortable.
And he's out of there. A couple of rails were missed on him, and that gives him the opportunity now to make something happen. He has the lightning gun, just needs a bit of armor to his name, and things will be looking good.
Does he know he's got the lightning gun?
I'm not sure he does.
Oh dear, ZLC probably could have got a kill there.
Strike 2 for ZLC on these mods today.
I'm sure his manager, Nations Cup manager, is viewing this, analysing the performances, thinking, shall I keep him in the squad? Shall I replace him with a young upstart from a lower division? Got to be careful, a lot of pressure. Viam, really nice LG, takes out 2 players around this LG spawn area.
They call controlled LG. You know, a lot of people would have just made a mess of that and, you know, not hit the kind of accuracy he did in that situation. They'd have been dodging while LGing, even though no one's firing at them and struggling to hit.
Yeah, I would have been doing that.
Yeah, I'm sure you would.
10 frags advantage then, Denmark. It's very close between these two teams, really. That's really nice bit of LG. Again, wearing Dibby down, although he does take out his opponent.
Yeah, good damage. He goes down in the end, but multiple kills, lots of damage, so good job by Viam.
Good little defensive spread across that central area there, Denmark. If they can get that kind of setup for a quad, things could get interesting.
Impressive.
Lars is now hitting his rails, although literally, as I was saying, this one.
46%.
Yeah, well, he's recovered well this. I think he missed his first 6 in a row when he picked up that first quad, so he had a lot to recover from there. And that's the kind of thing that can shake you up. You've got to be mentally strong and recover from that. He has.
There we go, next quad. And it is, on that occasion, grabbed by Bab for neutralizers. Denmark, I think Denmark had all of the others. Yeah, it was 3-1. 1
Saw
second.
how quickly they dispatched him though.
They are a lot stronger on the power-ups, it seems, Denmark. So, I mean, we saw it's their map pick, isn't it? So,
Believe so.
on a map like this, when it's not really played that often as well, they're going to have a big advantage if they picked it and they're comfortable on it.
Yeah, and that's what good knowledge of the map pool is all about. You know, you can take advantage by picking maps that are less played, you know, teams are less familiar with, and you can use your knowledge advantage. You don't even have to have a skill advantage in some games to win them.
Something we used to do a lot, wasn't it? Every time there was a new map, we'd learn it as quick as possible and start using it, because
We'd learn the map and then we'd learn our opponents. Learn them a teaching on how to play these maps.
Cass getting the better of his opponent there with shotgun range, just trying to secure out this LG. There's a lot of combat over the lightning gun.
Absolutely, it's been a hallmark of the game so far. That lightning gun has been a real focus of both teams, and you know, why not? You can see that this map is allowing a lot of situations where lightning gun is extremely useful.
Yeah, with this new bridge,
a lot of these rooms don't have, you know, enough space in them that you can actually get away from a lightning gun.
with the latest modifications to this map, it is making this rail zone a lot weaker. It's going to be, look, there you go, gets caught out straight away. Before it's the bounce pad there, so I mean,
oh, Bab.
Zone.
You shouldn't be missing these shots, Bab.
Come on, we think better of you, Bab.
I think a lot better of him. I can remember, you know, many times playing against Bab, the amount of rails he'd be hitting.
It's incredible.
Impossible.
Whoa, Fears. Gets a couple of frags though, manages to survive that out, and he's going to get that 50. Nice bit of movement. Air control there to drop on that platform. Now a third frag, and now he could really start building on it. Oh, ran out of LG.
Yep, he missed his opportunity to shotgun ZLC initially as he flew past him. You know, he certainly has the reactions to make a shot like that, but not on this occasion. And those, you know, opportunities gone, and then you're punished for it. That's what happens at this high level.
Just really approaching that halfway mark, and I don't know, the score is reasonable advantage now to Denmark.
Best part of 20 frags of difference this. Not sure we ever saw a frag difference like this on the first map. We saw a 10 to 12 advantage for a lot of the map for the neutralizers, but nothing much bigger than that.
If we could see the weapon stats, I'd kind of suggest that maybe the neutralizers have got more LGs, but Denmark have got more rails, which would lead me to assume that neutralizers spend more time in the lower area and Denmark in the upper.
Yeah, it's something I really miss from OSP is being able to see the weapon pickups, because honestly, it's such a major part of TDM. I mean, armor is important as well, but armor without weapons accomplishes nothing, and we can't see any stats on ones.
You can see the red armor's 13 to 8 in favour of neutralizers. They're ahead on the yellows as well, equal on the megas, so they are outdoing Denmark.
That would suggest to me that perhaps Denmark are doing much better on the weapons than we realise.
Yep. Well, I just think that, as I discussed at the start...
No, it's like quad advantage as well.
Yeah, the quad hasn't really resulted. I mean, Fears had the best quad run, so... Yeah, I think it's more about the position in general map play, so like around that rail it's obviously in the upper area. Like I said, like that was my suggestion, that teams would prefer the upper ground. Clearly neutralizers, from what we've seen, are choosing the lower routes, and Fears is doing well out of it. 4.5k plus 11 net, 28 frags on the board.
Comfortably the highest damage dealer on his team.
However, you look across at the Danish damage, there's 3 of them that are basically around that mark.
And that's where it must be that the weapon advantage is with Denmark, because all these players are at a similar level, but you've got 3 players dealing out the same kind of damage as neutralizer's top damage dealer so far.
Quad picked up by Fears again, somehow survives it out long enough to get a frag, although he's soon dispatched by Nightops. Yeah. So let's try and keep an eye on the kind of weapons that each team's got and the kind of positions we see them fighting in most of the time. We've seen Fears down by LG a lot, so got him. He's
and he's certainly not on his own in that LG focus.
Pushing back his opponent, neutralizers taking over this upper ground, moving towards the spread. Should be up soon. Viam going down pretty comfortably. It's just dropping down. I mean, I'm not sure. He got a bit confused about where the rail came from there, I think. Nightops, really controlled play. We see how powerful the rail can be on this map.
Yeah, you just gotta be careful you don't get someone coming out to teleport behind you, or you could. It's a map where you really have to really be aware of what's around you, especially with a map like this where the sound doesn't really seem to help you that much, as it is often the case in Quake Live. The sound system is appalling, and it's really noticeable on a map like this.
Moving into the central ground, gotta be careful. Dodges that rail pretty effectively. Dibby gonna go down, drops his railgun.
I mean, I know Dibby didn't want to abandon his teammate there, but it was obvious that was going to happen. Nightops was going to come around that corner as soon as Dibby came back into the room.
Yeah, it's
and
a strange
the rail
one.
just becomes a terrible weapon in that situation.
It is a strange one, because you would expect Dibby, of all people, to read the situation.
Yeah, because his teammate doesn't have a weapon. He knows Nightops is going to be focusing on him because he's got the weapon.
Here we go, quad coming up. ZLC takes that one pretty comfortably. Lightning gun and shotgun to work with. Picks up that crate of LG ammo as well. Red armor is up on its spot. He's going to grab himself that one. Cass just baited out with that LG. Couldn't resist going back for it. Quad coming out with 3 frags on the board at the moment. Doesn't even help get that next frag. Look at the score difference. It is a 40 frag margin.
It's turning into a turbo rate.
Dibby complaining that the map is worse, in his opinion, than DM20, Hidden Fortress 4, which you think is the best map ever.
Exactly. I don't like the implication of what he's just said.
I think this is quite an aggressive map. It is very open. A lot of teleporters and upper level changes. That really does open up a map and make it hard to hold positions.
I'm really not a fan of this map, I have to say. I mean, it's not my sort of map, this.
No.
My sort of map is on the Hidden Fortress line of thought.
Which is what?
Tactical, skill-based map.
Dream map. Lars just getting knocked off there by a couple of good rockets, but they couldn't catch him with that final rocket. He comes out on top with the frag. This is a massive score difference at the moment. If they've got a mercy limit on.
And there we go, just as you mentioned it.
Wow.
A mercy limit between two teams that were so close on... What's that rubbish map called? Deep Inside.
Neutralizers are by no means a weak team either.
Absolutely not. I mean, Fears and Cass, two of the strongest players around. But as we mentioned earlier when we were watching Denmark, you know, they're a top-level team as well.